Okay, so today we're going to talk about planting out the parsnips. So you may have seen the video before where we put them all into toilet rolls. Once they're at this sort of size, so again they've got their true leaves, so a couple of true leaves like this, not these tiny leaves, that's when they're kind of ready to go in. Don't put them in any smaller. So sometimes you'll see actually there's two that have come up in a pot. Now it's a bit cruel, but if you leave two in there, you're just going to end up with two really small parsnips. So we are just going to have to just gently piece one of them out. Okay, so we've got a beautifully prepared bed here, nice and smooth, nice and flat, and beautifully broad forked. As we go along, we're going to take out the weeds as you go because we don't want these crowding out our parsnips. So we're going to just take these horrible bits of bindweed, dig them all out, yeah? Okay, so what we're going to do 4 across the bed and probably about a hand span or so apart. We're going to use this dibber just to kind of make a hole in the ground. So first off, make a hole in the ground like that, not too deep. Then these parsnips then, they are a bit breaky in these things. You just need to be really careful and getting them out, because the whole reason we've done them in these toilet tubes is so that we don't disturb the roots. So you don't want to mess up the roots. Then just put that in and then just gently push back the soil around it. Just kind of trying to get really the toilet tube kind of down at least in the ground level so it's not sticking up. Then move on, another hole, another toilet tube. Again, once you've got the first one out, they start coming out much easier. Make it a little bit deeper, put it in the hole, and again, just use the earth that you've kind of pulled out just to push it back in. And so therefore you've got it beautifully in the thing. What we're then going to do is, rather than walk on the bed, because we've beautifully broad forked it, we want the parsnips to have some nice loose soil to get their things in. We're going to take a bit more time, we're going to walk around the bed and come and do the other ones from the other side. So, same again, dib, and away we go. So you'll find that actually sometimes you're just left with some compost in the bottom of the pot, or you've got a tube that hasn't germinated. Just use that spare compost really just to put round the ones. Some of them, sometimes you may not have got them quite deep enough. So again, just edge them round so that kind of you may as well use this good compost to give them a good start. So once you've finished, just have a good tidy up. So if you've got some old bits of cardboard like that, they can go straight on the compost. Got plastic labels, please don't leave them in the beds. Please go and put them back in the polytunnel. Pots stack neatly, stack underneath in the polytunnel where they go. When you're finished, if it's wet like it is today and soggy and the ground is really wet, you don't need to water them. If it's a dry day, give them a really good water as well. They want a good water to establish themselves so their roots will plunge deep and give us some nice big fat deep parsnips.